Hey there, I'm Strokeman, and welcome to this unboxing slash setup slash overview of the Epiphan AV.io 4K on Linux. For those of you who have been watching my channel, you know that I've started to record Linux games at 4K. I've been wanting to upload videos of the greatest quality to showcase just how far Linux gaming has come. Up until this point, I've been recording these games using the simple screen recorder and GL inject method, but anyone who records Linux gameplay knows that this method greatly hinders the FPS of the recording, and I can't use SSR on its own because because of how bad the screen tearing is in the recordings. I also just don't like I also don't really like the Linux version of OBS. It just hasn't been that great to me. I love the Windows version, just not the Linux version. So to combat this, I decided to buy a capture card that works on Linux, and that's what I have in this box right here. In this box I actually have two products. One is a 4K 60 FPS HDMI splitter, and the other is the Epiphan AV.io 4K external graphics or external capture card. Honestly, I really didn't need a splitter that could go to 60 FPS, but considering that I didn't need this because considering that the capture card can only record 4K at 30 FPS, I just wanted it. I'll explain why it was necessary later on. So, this card, it's a really expensive card, and honestly, it wasn't my first choice due to just how much it costs. In fact, I'm in the middle of making the video of the first product that I tried. I don't have it finished and uploaded because I'm trying to see what happens between my back and forth with the company's tech support before I finish making the video. So, on that note, I'm just gonna get into this. I'm gonna open this up. Alright, so sorry about that. There was something weird with my microphone. I had to stop. But, here it is. The Epiphan capture streaming card, external. Let me get it out. So, grab my handy dandy knife spatula thing. In the box just comes some instructions and telling me to register my product. So there's that. Here's the actual device. And then it comes with an HDMI cable. And it looks like a USB, is that what? Yes. It's the connector cable to the other end of this. So, there it is for you. There's the end that connects it to the USB. When you have this connected to a 3.0, it lights up blue. If you have it connected to anything lower, it lights up green. And the main reason why you would want to go with 3.0 is because I think that it limits, if you're recording at 4K, it limits it to, I think, 20 frames per second. So you would definitely want to use a 3.0. And then the other end is just HDMI port. So the reason why I got the HDMI splitter, and I'm not going to unbox that, but the reason why I got it is because it you have one in. So the way I'm going to set this up, I'm going to mainly be using this for Linux gaming, obviously, so my computer. And I mean, I might even use it with a Steam machine, but still, that's basically a computer. So I'm going to have the output go from the graphics card into the input of the splitter, and then I'm going to split it into two different signals. One is going to go to my monitor, and the other is going to go to this device. The reason why I want to do that is because based off of other videos I've seen of this and what I've read, is that there's latency with this, and basically what that is just a laggy input. So whatever you use to actually record, the video you'll be seeing on that will not be like a real-time input. So I wanted to actually use my monitor at the same time so I could get the actual image that's being displayed as it happens, so I can like accurately make my moves in the game. So that's why I bought the splitter. And literally, I say setup, but this is just going to be, I mean, it's plug and play. That's the big selling, one of the big selling points of this is that it's plug and play. Literally, you can just, and it works with everything. You don't have to worry about drivers. So I'm gonna switch over to my Linux desktop and try to start a recording. So here's the basic setup of it. There's the AVO right there. Here's the splitter. This middle one, I think, is one of these is the input and two of these are outputs. So one of these is coming from my graphics card into the input of the 4K splitter, and then it's two of these outputs. One is going to my monitor so I can see and use it in real time, and this one, or one of them, I don't remember which one, but one of them is going straight into the AVO right there. And then the AVO is connected through this cable, the included cable, and it's going into a USB 3.0 port. And I could use USB 2.0, but I read that it limits the frame rate. So if you want best quality, you should use a 3.0 port. And those are more common on newer motherboards and cases. So after it's hooked up, there's a little bit of setup. Since I have an NVIDIA card, I'm going to go to my settings and then to the display configuration. And under my 4K monitor, I'm going to make sure that the refresh rate is set to 30 Hz. If it isn't set to 30 Hz, it's just the only thing you're going to be able to record is a black screen. Now, if you're trying to use this for a lower resolution, I think you can still use 60 Hz. So there's that. And then to actually record it, let me exit this. Oh, yeah, by the way, here's a pretty easy way to fix screen tearing in Linux now. So for NVIDIA cards, this is a pretty easy way. So before, the way you would have to do it is changing some settings in God, what's it called, Xconfig file. But now with the, I think it's only on the latest update of NVIDIA settings, you can go to the display configuration, click on either monitor, or you should probably do both. Click on advanced, and then click on force composition pipeline and forceful composition pipeline. And you can do this for both monitors if you have two monitors. So that used to be like a way to figure out how to get rid of screen tearing. So NVIDIA has made it very simple now. But anyway, I digress. So after that, to actually record on Linux, the best software that I found to use was OBS, and it you can do it with VLC also, but I just haven't figured out how to do it with VLC, and it was much simpler to figure out how to do it with OBS. So, I mean, in the settings for OBS, I've read that this matters, and I can't change anything because I'm recording. Well, not recording, but it's set up right now. But in the color format, you need to change it to I420. So there's that. And then after that, you right click, go to add video capture device, and you can make a name. As you can see, the one I have set up is just called AVIO, and hit OK. And then after that, you click on the AVIO.4K input camera. This is actually not right. Let me just remove this, and then go to these properties, and you can see. So the device is AVIO.4K input camera 1. Video format, I have it set to this one because this one and this one make the screen look weird for the capture, and this one just makes OBS crash. And then I have it set to 3840 by 2160 resolution, and I left this on leave unchanged because, as you can see, I can't set it to 30 frames per second. But right down in the corner it says that it's getting an image of 30 frames per second. And the file sizes are pretty big, like they're a few gigabytes. I did make a video of me playing Payday for about 15 or 20 minutes. It was 20 or 25 minutes, and the file size was like 20 gigabytes. So it's a decent sized file size, and it I have it going to an external 8 terabyte hard drive. So if you're gonna get this, just make sure you have enough storage. So that's it. This I honestly feel like this is the best capture card to use with Linux. The only other product that I know that you can do it with is the Intensity Pro 4K, and actually that was my first product of choice when I was trying to set this up, or trying to get a capture card for Linux, and I just had a very bad experience, and I'm making a video about it. So I do not recommend the Intensity Pro 4K when you're trying to record at 4K, but I really recommend this. The only two things that I don't like about this card, the AVIO 4K, is the price. It is a very expensive card, and like that, because of the price, a lot of people won't even think of buying this. So there's that. And the other thing I really don't like, I mean, it's not that I really don't like it, it's just I think it's known that I am not a big fan of OBS, and right now it's the only software that I can find on Linux that works the best, that works well with it. So I would love if Epiphan would make their own software to work with the AVIO, and have some hardware optimization with it. So that's the only thing I would really like to see from this. And I mean, if you're not planning on recording at 4K, they also have a version that just does 1080p. So you could get that one instead. I think it's much cheaper. I don't know the price of it off the top of my head, but it's probably $100 at least cheaper. So I'm gonna end this video with some clips of gameplay that I recorded with this new card. So thanks for watching, and if you really like this, subscribe, and if you like this video, like it, and if you really like this video, please subscribe. So thank you, and have a great day.
In a wilderness, sunlight is noise. Darkness is a great, tremendous silence, accented by small, distant sounds. The music of wind in the trees, songs of the music of wind, and lazy absence of sound. Once again, Firefly died in a fit of temper.